Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This Day in History, our nightly look back at a specific day in history, where we take a look back at a specific day in history, the events of that day, the historic context in which those events took place, the historic ramifications of those events. We also take a look at some people that were born on that day and some people that died that day. As always, if you have not yet, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon to be alerted anytime I post new content, and tell a friend. And without any further ado, this day in history, March 21st. And on this day in 1963, Alcatraz was closed as a federal prison. Many factors led to Alcatraz finally being closed as a federal prison. Many of them included what many considered to be cruel treatment at the facility. But the biggest factors that led to Alcatraz's closure were financial. Alcatraz was extremely expensive to run. It was by far the most expensive prison in the system, the federal prison system at the time, to run. President Kennedy had suggested to Congress an alternative site, conveniently enough in the politically important state of Illinois, to be built. And he also, talked about how expensive it was to run. It was also very fraught with structural problems, just based on its location. And the 1962 inmate escape also was an event leading up to its closure. So combined with all of these factors, cost, just structural problems, Kennedy's suggestion of a new centerpiece of the federal system, and the escape of inmates in the previous June, Alcatraz was finally closed. And the last prisoners left on this day in 1963. Births that occurred on this day. 1969. In New York City, Jonah Goldberg was born. Goldberg, of course, is a conservative commentator that you've possibly seen on many news programs or read his work in numerous newspapers and publications across the country. Goldberg is different than most conservative commentators, though. He has not twisted himself in a pretzel to support the positions of one Donald J. Trump. He has been a loud and outspoken critic of Mr. Trump ever since Trump announced his candidacy. He, along with Stephen Hayes, the former editor of the Weekly Standard, founded the Dispatch at the end of 2019 and launched it in early 2020 as a publication that is trying to set itself apart from other publications. And I receive their emails. I'm on their mailing list, and they have amazing stuff. It's very informative publication. Goldberg also hosts the Remnant podcast. That is always a very interesting podcast and interviews very interesting people. It's always an exciting listen. Prior to founding the Dispatch, Goldberg was an editor at National Review. some deaths that occurred on this day. In 2002, in Hampton, Georgia, Herman Talmadge was born. Talmadge was a racist, white supremacist, former governor of Georgia and senator. Talmadge came to office at the age of 33 to the governorship. His father, in between being elected governor and taking office, died. And the young Talmadge served in the office for 3 months, and after which he won the office in an election in 1948 and served in the office till 1955. In 1957, he would be elected to the U.S. Senate, where he would serve until 1981. He would be defeated in the 1980 in the Reagan landslide, but many other factors led to Talmadge's downfall, including a very messy divorce, which revealed a lot of unflattering details, and a Senate ethics investigation that revealed a lot of financial shenanigans by Talmadge. He was censured by the U.S. Senate for these. I have Talmadge is interviewed by Robert Caro for his wonderful masterwork, Master of the Senate. And you come away just thinking, wow, Herman Talmadge was a real jerk. And every account I've read seems to say that. And was unrepentant. Talmadge didn't try to couch his opposition to integration in any way. He ordered schools to be closed rather than for them to be integrated. So, yeah, a real bad actor. And of course, Talmadge wouldn't be the most notorious Georgia governor on this account. Maddox, of course, would be the worst. Thank you all. I'll see you later.